Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through my 2017 beauty favorites. I really went over everything that I've been using throughout the year and really tried to pick stuff that I don't always talk about or that isn't like hardcore forever favorites. I'm going to hopefully be doing a video soon about like all of the makeup that I've just always loved. I really wanted to pick stuff that I kind of figured out I loved this year, whereas there's some stuff that I wish I could talk about every single time I do a favorites video because I use it like every day, like my Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua Foundation, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first stuff I wanted to talk about is skincare. I really got into skincare this year and found some new products that I really enjoyed. The first off being my Foreo Luna Mini. I love this thing so much. I own a Clarisonic and I've just found that lately, over the past year or so, it's just really irritated my skin if I use it every single day or twice a day. I've just found that it's just way too much for my skin to do twice a day to every day. This has just been a lifesaver because I love using a tool on my face because I just find that it just really cleans my face a lot better. So this is just been my favorite thing in the world. It's just little silicone bristles. They don't need to be changed. I've not charged this since I charged it for the first time in July. I'm obsessed with this. It's my favorite thing and I would highly recommend it to anybody who's looking for a tool but doesn't love the Clarisonic. Next up, I have my Sunday Riley Martian Toner. This was huge in 2016. Everybody talked about it and people have kind of stopped talking about this line in general because, you know, Drunk Elephant and all the other skincare brands have come out and just taken the spotlight. But I really do like this. I am awful at remembering, I used to be awful at remembering to use a toner, but this has kind of changed my ways in that regard because I just never forget to use this. I love it. I think it has helped the texture of my skin a lot and would just highly recommend this to anybody with oily skin. This past year, I've used a ton of different moisturizers. I really just tried to work through the ton of like sample size moisturizers I had, and the one that really has just stuck out to me through all of that is the Ole Henriksen Sheer Transformation Perfecting Moisturizer. This is another deluxe sample I got for Christmas because I like it so much, but it is quite pricey. I just find that this sinks into my skin so nicely, like so much better than any other moisturizer, but it still makes my skin feel moisturized, whereas some either never sink into my skin, but you know, I can tell I have moisture on my skin, or it sinks in really fast, but I feel like it just disappears. I loved this so much, especially in the summertime. It did make my skin oily. Really excited to use this again. And finally for skincare is my Sunday Riley UFO oil. It doesn't look like I've used that much of this, but I really have. I only use like 2 to 3 drops a night. 2 to 3 drops is definitely more than enough. I absolutely love this stuff. I just find that the salicylic acid in it, you know, works out my acne, but it doesn't over dry my skin because it is an oil. Really have been enjoying using this. The smell is something to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's so worth it. So before we get into makeup favorites, I thought I would do a couple of non-makeup stuff. So first up, I have my Impress nails. I am obsessed with these. I got my first pack in August in an Influenster box for free for review, and I've just been addicted ever since. I have them on now. I just love them. I bite my nails like crazy when I'm stressed, and when I'm in school, I'm always stressed. So these just, they're like lifesavers. I love them. I would highly recommend them. I get the Christmas ones, I get the New Year's ones. These, I believe, are New Year's. They're so cute and they're just really fun, and it's perfect for nail biters like me. I thought long and hard about my perfume favorite because I love perfume. I have like 14 of them, and it was really hard for me to pick one because I feel like all of my favorites haven't really changed that much because I still love, you know, my Nirvana White, my Turquatic, my Flora, Gucci Flora, So Fresh. You know, my favorites really haven't changed that much, but I thought about it and I realized that the one that really stuck out to me this year is YSL Black Opium. This might have been a favorite last year, but I love this so much that I actually got the full size for Christmas. I only had the travel size this year, but every time I used it, I just loved it so much. I got a couple of my friends hooked on it. It's just a beautiful fragrance, and it's great for nighttime, it's great for daytime, and it's just one of those ones that is hyped for a reason, and I absolutely love it. On to the makeup. The first thing I'm going to talk about is an eyeshadow palette. Yet again, this was one that was really hard for me to pick, but after some contemplation, I picked the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This is just one of those palettes that I felt like I could go to no matter what look I wanted to do. It is great for like more neutral looks, or if I wanted that cranberry look or the warm look. I really liked my Urban Decay Heat palette, Naked Heat palette. That was really great. There were so many palettes this year that I absolutely loved, but this one really stood out to me just because you could do so much with it, and it's so nice and blendable. I liked the Subculture, but this is still number one in my heart for this year. The other palette that I absolutely love this year is the Nicole Guerrero Anastasia highlighting palette. I got this like on St. Patrick's Day and fell in love with it. I have a lot of highlighting palettes after this year. I have the Moonchild, I have the Kat Von D. I bought a bunch of highlighters throughout the year. This is one that I just keep going back to. I absolutely love it. It was very hit or miss for a lot of people. For some reason, I find this to be absolutely beautiful on my skin. If I shear it out a little bit, I can use every single one of these colors, which is very surprising because I am so pale. I don't find these to be chunky. I can use them, blend them. They're great. I'm obsessed with this palette. To this day, I still will reach for this palette over anything if I don't know what I want to put on my cheeks. Favorite. Next, for foundations, there were two that kind of stood out to me for the year. Obviously, my Chanel one is like a longtime favorite, but these two are ones that I feel like I may not have mentioned before in the past, and if I have, it's been like very sparingly. The first being my Estee Lauder Double Wear. I love this, and it's definitely my go-to when I know I need my makeup to stay. So like for my 21st birthday, this is what I had on. For Christmas, this is what I had on. I wore this every single time I knew I needed my makeup to last. If I was having a party, if I was going somewhere and I knew that, my makeup needed to stay in place, this is what I picked, but I didn't want it to look cakey, stuff like that. This is like tried and true. It's absolutely wonderful. It stays on forever. It doesn't look cakey. Love it. It is a cult favorite for a reason. One that I kind of just had an epiphany about midway through the year is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I was talking to my mom actually because we went to the mall. I had this on and I said I love the way my skin looks. And she was like, no, you're having like a great makeup day. Your skin looks wonderful. And I realized I was like, this is the Pro Matte. This is a drugstore foundation. And I ended up buying my Chanel that day, my Chanel foundation. I got a refill of that. And I said to my mom, I was like, I think this Pro Matte might be my number 2 after the Chanel. That's insane. It goes from Chanel to literally L'Oreal. And I think I stand by that. I think this might be my number 2 foundation, at least for the year. This is absolutely wonderful, very affordable. Just looks so dang good because it's not too matte, because I find that some matte foundations, because I do have combo oily skin, will cling onto my dry patches and look awful. Nope, this just looks like demi matte and beautiful. Love this. As for powders, there is one that I discovered this year that I absolutely love, and that is the Kat Von D Translucent Setting Powder. I just find that this sets my makeup better than anything I've ever used before. I do like the Laura Mercier one, but I think this tops it just a little bit better. I just like it a little bit more. I'm not really sure why, but I've just discovered that I do like loose setting powders. I didn't think I did, but now I've realized it's the way to go. As far as single highlighters, this year was dominated by my Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion in 01. It's just a really pink, gorgeous Baked Gelée highlighter. It looks beautiful on the cheeks once you figure out the right brush to use for it. I love this highlighter. It looks like I've barely used it, but I have used the crap out of this. One of my favorites. I do still love my Becca Moonstone, but that is one of a forever favorite. This is pretty new to me. I got it last year for Christmas and it has just stolen my heart all year. For brows, I thought a lot about this. I've used a lot of brow pencils in the last year trying to figure out what my favorite is, which brands have the best tones for me, what, kind of format I like my brow pencils to be and stuff like that. But I've realized that the one thing that I always know is going to look good and cool and just keep my brows in place is my Anastasia Dip Brow. I probably talked about this before, but because I've been experimenting this so much this year, I realized this deserved a spot just because I have tried so many products this year and this just remains on top. This year was the year of the Stila Glitter and Glows, and I am on board with that with the popularity. This is the Glitter and Glow in Smoky Storm. It's just a really pretty taupey color. This is probably the only one I will ever buy just because I feel like this is all I need as far as glitter goes. If I know I want a really glittery look, I'm gonna do a look that goes along with this. I love it. I've used it quite a few times for special occasions and stuff. I always get compliments. They're beautiful. Highly recommend. I discovered a new mascara that I loved after my mom has been like nagging me to try it, and that is the IT Cosmetics Superhero. I completely understand why people love this. It's absolutely beautiful. Not sure I love it more than my They're Real. That remains to be seen. But the more that I play with it, the more that I fall in love with it. I also just realized another favorite of the year was the Benefit They're Real Primer Mascara. Oh my gosh, guys, that stuff is amazing. I don't know if I'd repurchase it quite yet, but I've just found that like every mascara I used, if I put that one underneath it, it was a good lash day. So the Benefit Lash Primer is also one of my favorites. I just don't have it on me right now. Finally, we're at lip favorites, and I have 3 lip favorites this year to talk to you guys about. The first being the YSL lipstick Rouge Pure Couture in 01. This is just a red lipstick. I got it around Christmas time last year, and you have used it ever since. It's one of like my favorite reds that I own, which is saying something because I've realized I own a lot of red lipstick, and this is one that if I wasn't sure which red I wanted to use, or if I didn't feel like thinking about it, this is one that I would grab. Really like it. Favorite red that I own, I believe. But yes, great lipstick. Next up we have MAC's Twig. I got this when I back to MAC'd, and I've just loved it ever since. It's a really nice nude color. It's just one of those that I don't have to think about, and those are my favorite lipsticks. I own a lot of nude lips, but this was one that I would like think of. I'd be like doing my makeup and be like, I don't know what lipstick I want to wear, and I'd be like, I'm just gonna throw on Twig and get on with it. So definitely a favorite for this year. And finally we have the Jouer liquid lipstick in Dolce de Leche. I got a like mini set for Christmas last year of all of like the nude Jouer liquid lipsticks, and this was my all-time favorite, so much so that I bought the full size from Nordstrom. I just love this. This is another one that I not only like. The Twig is the one that if I didn't know what I wanted, I would pick that. This is the one that I would be like, I really, really want to wear the Jouer lipstick. I really want to wear that. And so when I lost the little mini one, I was heartbroken. And of course, after I bought this one, I found it like a day later. But this is one that I would be like, oh, I need that lipstick. I'm gonna wear that today. That would look really great with this look. So definitely a favorite. Probably my favorite liquid lipstick formula of all time, if I'm honest. So yeah, those are all of my 2017 beauty favorites. Comment down below what you've been loving this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all the normal stuff, and I will see you guys again really soon. Bye!